Good morning, students. So now we are going to start our new point from the chapter number 1 that we are studying natural resources, air, water, and land. In the last lecture, we have studied about the ozone layer. Okay. Now, in this particular lecture, we are going to see about water. In our first lecture of this chapter, we have seen that water is called as hydrosphere. Okay, it is called as hydrosphere. Okay, so hydrosphere carries a larger proportion of earth. Okay, almost 71% of the earth is surrounded by water. So it is one of the important sphere. Okay, hydrosphere. So we are going to see what is water. Okay, so here you can see there is one table on which we have to note down the use of water. Okay, so our daily use of water. You can see this: we use water for bathing purpose, we use water for brushing teeth, we use for water for washing clothes and utensils. Okay, we use it for the mopping the floor, that cleaning the house. Okay, we use water for drinking and we use water for cooking, and there are certain more uses of water. Now we have to note down the amount of water that we used, okay, daily. So for bathing, almost for an individual, we used 15 to 20 liters. Okay, 15 to 20 liters. For brushing teeth also we use at least 1 liter. Then washing clothes and utensils, it may take up to vary. It depends on the amount of clothes or utensils. So it may vary to 50 to 100 liters. Okay, then mopping the floor, it may take also 15 to 20 liters, or per se 15 liters. Then for drinking, which has to be used properly, in this perspective we have to drink at least 3 liters of water. Okay, so 3 liters for drinking, and for cooking also we will take the same amount. Now if we add all this quantity, what we are going to get? So 20 plus 121 plus 100, 121 plus 15 gives us 136, and 136 plus 6 gave us 142. So you can see at least 142 liters. Okay, I'm considering the individual. Okay, just one person. So 142 liters can be consumed by a single man in an entire day, and this is a very big amount, you can see. Okay, a lot of time this water is wasted. Now my dear friends, for drinking purpose, okay, there is a very less amount of water present on the earth. Okay, the earth is covered 70% by water. Okay, but the drinking water is less than 0.5%. Okay, the drinking water which is present on earth, पानी, ऐसा पानी जिसे हम पी सकते हैं, वो 1% भी नहीं है earth में. Okay, it is less than 1%. So it is very much important to use water very wisely. Okay, we have to prohibit the wasting of or waste of water. Okay, now by considering this particular table, we can almost say that it is impossible for us to live without water. We can't sustain without water. Okay, we need water to drink 3 to 4 liters of water every day. Okay, so that our bodily functions run smoothly. Okay, so water is necessary for our body so as to maintain the body functions properly. Then other living things also require water, although the amount of water they need may vary according to the size of their body. Okay, so all the living things which are present on earth, each and every living thing requires water to survive. Okay, whether it is plant or any animal or bird, they all need water for their survival. The quantity of water which they need may vary according to their size and obviously body. Okay, size of the body. Thus we see that water is very important. Now water is very important. Now, how water is formed? We know we get water via rain, okay? But water is again a chemical in terms of science, and the formula for water is, what is the molecular formula of water? It is H2O. What is the formula? H2O. So, two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen combines to form a water, single molecule of water. Now, if hydrogen gas burns in air, it combines with oxygen and water is formed. So, whenever you will burn hydrogen gas, that is H2, okay, when you are going to burn this particular hydrogen gas in presence of air, okay, so this hydrogen gas is going to combine with water. So, H2 is going to combine with oxygen, okay, when we are going to burn the hydrogen, and what we are going to get, we are going to get H2O, that is water. Okay, so now you can see in nature water occurs in three states. So there are three states in which water can occur. What are those three states? What are those three states? Those are solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. Okay, so you can find water in solid state in the form of ice. Okay, liquid state, that is water itself in the liquid state. Then in the gaseous state, that is water vapor. Okay, so you can find water in three states. आप water को तीन states में देख सकते हैं. एक तो ice, that is solid state. उसके बाद water जो liquid state में होता है, हमारा normal water जो हम लोग use कर रहे हैं, और gaseous state में भी water पाया जा सकता है in the form of vapor. Okay, the water does not have color, taste or odor. So water का कोई color नहीं होता, उसका कोई टेस्ट नहीं होता, एंड उसका कोई स्मेल नहीं होता. ऑर्डर मीन्स स्मेल. ओके, many substances readily dissolve in water, therefore water is a universal solvent. So almost 90% of the chemicals, okay, are dissolvable or soluble in water. Okay, so you can dissolve lot of substances, chemicals in water. So for that reason, water is also called as universal solvent. Okay. So in science lab, this particular chemical, that is H2O, okay, water is a universal solvent. We use it as a universal solvent. Now the blood of animals and the sap in plants contain a very high proportion of water. सो जो ब्लड है हमारा एनिमल्स का, वो भी पानी से बना हुआ है. उसमें बहुत ही ज़्यादा अमाउंट में पानी होता है, वाटर होता है. ओके, और प्लांट्स का जो सैप होता है उसमें भी आपको पानी देखने मिलेगा. नो लिविंग थिंग्स कैन सर्वाइव विदाउट वाटर. ओके, नॉट अ सिंगल species, not a single living thing can survive without water. Therefore it is said that water is life. So this is the reason that we consider water as our life. Okay, it is very much important for our own survival. Now, so the water, okay, out of 71% of water, some of the water is in the seas and oceans. Okay, the large proportion of water is in seas and ocean. Okay, then some proportion of the water is in the form of groundwater, some in the form of ice, and water in the other forms may be vapor. Okay, and very less amount of water is present for drinking. It is available for drinking. Okay, very less amount of water. So you can see 97% of water is in seas and oceans. Okay, and 2.7% water is in the form of groundwater or ice. Okay, so groundwater or ice. Okay, so 2.7% is in the form of groundwater or ice. Now remaining 0.3%, 0.3% water is available for drinking. So you can see that out of 100% of water, only 0.3% of water is there for drinking purpose. So it is quite necessary for all of us that we must prevent the wastage of water. Okay. सो जब आप पानी लेते हैं पीने के लिए तो आपको ये ध्यान रखना है कि जितनी आपकी प्यास है उतना ही पानी आपको ग्लास में लेना है। ओके, पानी को बिना वजह या फिर वजह भी हो तो भी वेस्ट नहीं करना है। यू हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट वाटर मस्ट बी यूज्ड प्रॉपरली। ओके, नाउ जो सीज और ओशन में वाटर है उसका हम लोग क्यों यूज नहीं कर सकते? व्हाट इज द रीजन? बिकॉज दैट वाटर इज सॉल्टी। क्या है? सॉल्टी है, सलाइन है, उसमें नमक है और इस और बाकी कंपाउंड्स और केमिकल्स है, जिस वजह से हम लोग सी और ओशंस में पाए जाने वाले वाटर को ड्रिंक करने के लिए यूज नहीं कर सकते और बाकी कामों के लिए यूज नहीं कर सकते। Now, some of the water is in the frozen state, that is in the form of ice. You can see, you know about the places, this Arctic region and the Antarctica, okay, the seventh continent. So these two regions are completely made of ice, okay. So the water which is there in these two regions are in the form of ice, okay. They are completely frozen. A very small quantity of water is available for drinking, yet it is enough for all living things. A very small amount of water is present for drinking. Now, in the present condition, it is enough for all the living things to drink that water. Okay, but if we waste that water, it is going to affect the future generation. Now, though the water is salty in seas and oceans, we can use it for some purpose. That is, this water is useful for the other living beings, living things. Those are aquatic animals, okay? So which are surviving in these particular seas and oceans. So this water, which is salty, it is useful for them. Then this salty water contains a lot of minerals, okay? So we use these minerals for our own purpose. Okay, so in this way, this water and water which is present in seas and ocean, it is useful for us. Okay. Now, as we have discussed about the water in this particular lecture, we know what is water. We know this water about the percentage of water which is there on earth. Okay. Now, in the next lecture, we are going to study about the water pollution, how the water is degraded, and how we can prevent the water from getting polluted. Okay. So, we will see this particular point in the next lecture. So, thank you.